Happy Monday, everyone, and the SEC football is back. We had a great weekend of action, some good games, some shockers. Mississippi State beating LSU, that was a big one. I know this isn't SEC, but Kansas State beating Oklahoma, that was pretty big. Just a good weekend of college football. I'm so glad SEC is back. Wow, it was good to just sit down and watch good college football again from good teams. And I'm so happy that SEC football is back, and I'm so happy that we have it again this week, which means I get to make more picks on who I think is going to win this week. So welcome everyone to Touchdowns to Home Runs. I'm your host, Noah, and just like last week, I'll be making my picks for week 2 of SEC football. Now let's begin. First game, it's on October 3rd. That's the day, that's the Saturday, October 3rd at 12 o'clock on ESPN. We have my South Carolina Gamecocks at the Florida Gators on ESPN. Now, Florida fans, I have to apologize here. First off, I want to talk about Florida. Florida fans had to be absolutely thrilled right now with what they saw this weekend from Kyle Trask and what they saw from other teams. Florida is in control of the SEC East right now. This is their division. It's their division to lose. Florida was a very good team this week, and Georgia was losing to Arkansas at half, and they're having quarterback problems. Florida fans, if you're a Florida fan, you had to be grinning ear to ear right now. It looks like you're going to win the East, and it looks like you have a legitimate chance to make the playoff for the first time. I would be pretty happy if I were you. If I was a Florida fan, I'd be absolutely thrilled right now. I don't know how you actual Florida Gator fans feel, so let me know in the comments. But if I'm a Florida fan, I'm pretty happy. Now, I have to apologize for my pick here. Any other week than this day specifically, I would pick Florida. They're the 3 seed against South Carolina. Even though I'm a Gamecocks fan, I still know that Florida is the better team in this game. A much better team. We just lost to Tennessee, but Florida is looking really good. But there's something I've been working on with the Hilinski family. If you don't know their story, Tyler Hilinski, their middle child, committed suicide back in 2018. And since then, the Hilinskis have taken it upon themselves to start a foundation to promote mental health awareness in college football and everything. So back in March or whatever, I kind of threw around this idea to make a day to promote mental health in college football. And we've actually gone through with it, and we got a bunch of SEC teams participating. They're going to be wearing helmet stickers with the mental health ribbon on it, with their logo on it, like with the Hilinski's Hope logo on it, and they're going to be raising up 3 fingers at halftime, or for the first play of the third quarter for the teams that are participating at home. South Carolina is one of those teams. Sadly, Florida isn't, and I just feel like something special is going to happen in this game because Ryan, if you didn't know, Ryan Hilinski is the quarterback for South Carolina. He didn't start this week. I don't know if he's going to even play this week. I hope he does, but just pure feeling on my part, since I put together this day and everything like that, I'd like to see South Carolina win, so I want to speak it into existence, so that's why I'm taking South Carolina here. So Florida fans and any other fans watching this, if you think I'm a bit biased, I'm sorry, this is just this one pick. I did pick Tennessee over South Carolina last week, so that's proving that I'm not always like this. It's just this one day. I've worked really hard on it. I'll drop a link below in the description for the whole article on what's going on with 3-day and everything, so definitely go read that, but I am taking South Carolina in this game. And last time, I also want to throw in another thing. Last time, the Gamecocks went to the 3rd team in the nation's stadium and played versus them. It was versus Georgia last year, and we all know what happened there, so it's fate. It happened last year. It can happen again. Go Gamecocks. Next game, another 12 o'clock game. We got it on SEC Network. We have Missouri taking on Tennessee in Rocky Top. These are 2 teams that are participating in the 3-day thing, so I'm happy about that. I definitely want to flick this game on for a bit to see what's going on. Tennessee looked like a pretty decent team versus the Gamecocks on Saturday. They did have some issues. Offense wasn't purely efficient, especially on 3rd down, but they still got the game done. And Missouri, they played a decent game against Alabama. I thought that was going to be an absolute blowout. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but I'm still taking Tennessee in this game. They are the better team here. Next up, we have the 3:30 CBS game. Number 13 Texas A&M versus number 2 Alabama. Both of these teams are participating in my mental health day, called AKA 3-day. So if you hear me say 3-day, that's what I mean. So I can't wait to watch this one. Texas A&M only beat Vanderbilt by 5 this week. Again, Alabama played a good game against Missouri, and they were able to win. I just think Alabama is overall the way more talented team in this game. Even though I think Texas A&M is a very talented team, last week just did not help my case at all for saying that. So I am going with Alabama in this game, especially that it's at Bryant-Denny. I know it's not going to be a full stadium, but any fans help for your team, so I'm going the Crimson Tide on this game. 4 o'clock game, we got Ole Miss versus Kentucky. I loved what I saw from Lane Kiffin and the Rebels this weekend versus Florida. Florida's a very good team, and Ole Miss was still able to make it really close in some of those in that game. I really liked what I was seeing from Ole Miss. Kentucky played a decent game against Auburn, nothing to write home about. I'm actually going to take Ole Miss in this game. I just really like what Lane Kiffin was able to do in his first game, especially against the 3 team in the nation, probably the best team looking in the SEC right now, the Florida Gators. It's either Florida or Alabama, however you want to look at it. I loved what I was seeing in Ole Miss, so I'm taking the Rebels in this game over Kentucky. Even though Kentucky is playing at home, I just got a good feeling about Ole Miss in this game. Next up, 7:30, we got the big game of the week. Number 7 Auburn taking on number 4 Georgia on ESPN. Auburn beat Kentucky last week. Georgia was losing to Arkansas at halftime. I think the score was 7-5. And like I've said, Georgia's had some real quarterback struggles. Who's their guy now? Stetson Bennett? Are they sticking with him? He played a decent second half after they took out DeJuan Mathis in that game. Georgia's offense is good. They have the weapons around them to be good. The defense has the weapons around them to be good. But the coaching, the fact that they were down by 2 to Arkansas at halftime is a huge red flag for me. And Auburn was able to put up a really good game against a decent Kentucky team. Seth Williams, man, one of the best wide receivers in college football. They need to put respect on his name. I love Seth Williams. 2 huge touchdowns in that game. He's just a baller. Love watching him play. Bo Nix showed a pretty good game. Anthony Schwartz, the fastest player in college football. Auburn's defense is still decent. I'm going with the upset here, and I'm taking the Tigers in this game over the Bulldogs. I know it's in Georgia. I just did not like at all what I saw from Georgia this weekend, and that is why I feel like I have to go Auburn in this game, especially after I saw the production from Auburn this weekend. I'm going the Tigers in this game. Another 7:30 game. We got Arkansas versus Mississippi State. How about them Dogs? But I'm not talking about Georgia. I am talking about those Mississippi State Bulldogs. The 2 newcomers. KJ Costello throws for over 600 yards. I think it was like 643 yards. And Mike Leach, wow. Who said the air raid won't work in the SEC? That was a brilliant game by Mississippi State, able to go on and take down LSU. Now, granted, LSU is not even close to what we saw with LSU last year. They lose Derek Stingley like before the game even starts. Apparently he had an allergic reaction or something. They don't have Jamar Chase, and then everyone they lost in the draft. Miles Brennan isn't Joe Burrow yet. He still has a long way to go to get to that point. So if the Bayou Bengals want to get back to that point, they're going to have to do a lot of improving. But that Mississippi State team, I loved what I saw from them. And how about Arkansas? They were able to keep it close at the beginning with Georgia. They were winning at halftime, but they just fell apart at the end. I'm taking Mississippi State in this game. I loved what I saw from Mississippi State in this game. I'm thankful that South Carolina doesn't play them this year because they jumped up the power rankings insane. They are now, some are talking about them as being the 3rd or 2nd best team in the SEC right now, and they deserve it. They played a great game this week, and a lot of people, for the first game ever, for Mike Leach to come into Mississippi State and go to Death Valley and win like that, huge congrats to him. That was a huge game for him. Last game of the night, we got the SEC Network night game, 7:30. You got number 20, LSU versus Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt played a close game versus Texas A&M. LSU lost to Mississippi State. I think that LSU is going to come out in this game angry. They're getting disrespected on a whole nother level right now, just from what happened last Saturday. They're going to be playing angry. They're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder, and I think LSU goes into Vanderbilt and destroys them. I don't think this game is close. I just think that LSU is going to be playing with some firepower and some anger in this game, and they know they need to get a huge win here to just get that juice back, to get that energy back in that locker room, to show that we are still in this. It's not over. We lost one game. We still got 9 more left. We still have a chance at this playoff. We still have a chance to make it to the SEC championship. So we still got to play our hardest every single game. And let's do something. We lost the first game, but let's not let that take us down. And let's come back and run this table and go 9 straight. So those are all 7 of my predictions. We got a full slate this weekend. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you love the SEC as much as I do, definitely go hit that subscribe button down below, because I'll be doing these picks every week. I also do Gamecocks post-game show, so if you are a Gamecocks fan, I know you'll love it here because I'm a huge Gamecocks fan, so definitely hit that sub button, like the video, comment anything about the SEC right now, and thanks for watching, and come back next time.